This is Sonny Lambardozzi of Incantation. You're geeking out with the gear gods. Okay, we're gonna go over some of the gear for the upcoming tour. And let's start with the pedal board. All right, basic setup. We have a Morley wah, which I use on quite a few tunes, older tunes, maybe a few newer songs on the album. I usually use the button all the way down and the volume of the pedal all the way up. It gives me a nice crack, nice cut through the mix. Okay, and then I go through a Boss noise suppressor, so I don't have to grab my volume knob on loud stages and stuff like that. Okay, and that's it in the front of the rig, that's all. And then through the effects loop, I use the new TC Electronic Hoff reverb pedal. Depending on the room or where we're at, sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Depends if I get a nice slap back or not. And then I run into the Morley little alligator volume pedal. I like this pedal because it's like when sound guys don't turn up the guitar solos, I just crank that sucker up and blow everybody's eardrums out. It's all on my Megabone pedal board, which is a pretty solid board. Comes with all the adapters and all that stuff, so I don't have to really worry about anything. Pick it up and go and slap it on the stage. And that's it for the pedal board. So let's talk about the headgear. My main head is a Revolt amplifier. That's my main sound as far as leads and my pedals and all that stuff run through the effects loop through that. And then I use the 6505s. I use those overseas and when I have to fly in and I can't afford to bring this Revolt head with me because it's like $300 every time it switches an airplane, so it's just ungodly ridiculous. But the 6505 is pretty close to the Revolt. Once I tweak it in for maybe an hour or something, you know. Normally I run 3 heads. I run the ABC box by Morley pedals, and I can switch each head on which one I want. But sometimes this venue's just, you know, that head just ain't kicking it for that venue. So I'll turn that off and turn the other one on instead of, you know, unplugging everything. Pretty cool setup like that. And a Morley tuner, and people always say, why is your tuner back by your amps? I don't like tuning my guitar in front of the whole audience up there tuning. So I always turn around, come back, and I like tuning back here. And that's why I always leave this back here. Everybody always asks me why I do that, but I'd rather tune back by the amps than tuning in front of everybody on stage. I run all the bottom cabinets. I always run bottom cabinets. Sometimes I run the tops, but the tops I run a different amplifier so I can turn the top cabinets down because it's just too loud for my ears. I run all vintage 30s. All the cabinets have been redone with vintage 30s in them, Celestians. They just sound the best for me. I actually run all the heads at 4 ohms all the time because I just like that little more hotness, more oomph to it. I can hear it. Most people say they can't hear the difference between 4 and 8, but I can. I crank the shit out of my mid-range, which a lot of people can't believe I play with a lot of mid-range like that, but I gotta hear the notes, especially if anybody plays in a lot of theaters and stuff. It's just rumbly as hell. And that's it for the amplification. Okay, let's check out some of the guitars that I haven't really decided yet to take out on tour, but we'll just go down the line and I'm going to show you what I've been using and what I'm thinking of using. This is kind of my main axe here. I've used this since day one in Incantation. I mean, this thing's been all over the world, and it's still, I've never had a problem with this guitar, ever. It's got scallop fretboard on it, and I've been playing those since I've been 14, ever since I got into Yngwie Malmsteen and stuff like that. 81, and a 707 in the neck. Normally I don't play a floating bridge, but this is all blocked up. I don't even use that. That's about it. This is a set neck type design. Really, really comfortable. I think it's 27.5-inch scale, maybe. Somebody's wondering. And this one here, this is the next guitar Halo sent me. This is actually my first neck through. I really like this here. You can really get into the frets. And it's my first fan fret guitar. It wasn't too bad getting used to it. Reverse headstock. This is probably the best guitar Halo's ever built, in my opinion. I mean, this thing is just solid, you know. 81 and the bridge, 707 in the neck on this. I'm taking that out on tour quite a few times. This was usually my backup. Kaler trim, USA made, 81. 707 in this one too. This one's all scalped as well. This is a shorter scale length, 25 and a half, I believe this one is. Just because I like putting a high A on this for the really cracking leads. Never had a problem with this halo either, actually. And then it comes to this custom guy, which is the Evil Dead guitar. I've never taken this out on the road, actually. 81 here. This is a 60. Tommy from EMG talked me into doing 60s now, and I absolutely love them. But this guitar just, I mean, it just shreds. I mean, the action on this thing is just unbelievable. Pretty cool guitar. I do a lot of recording on this, actually. It sounds really good with this pickup configuration. And then, this is my first time going out with a couple BC Riches. This is a Villain Eclipse, and actually found this in a Guitar Center somewhere. And they're going to send me one, but I actually found one cheaper than what they're going to send me it for. But with a Kaler, it's all brass. I mean, this thing just is beefy as all hell. Chrome, EMGs, 81, 60 again. I totally love the sound of this. I do a lot of newer recording. A lot of guest solos actually I've done on this guitar actually. And let's go to the next guitar. This guy here, old school Kaler. This is very old school. 81, 60 in this one. BC Rich, neck through. And I've never really played a guitar like this, but I actually, all my guitars came up missing somewhere overseas, and I had to play one of these for a giant festival, and I was so pissed off, you know, because I was like, where the fuck's my guitars, you know? And so I had to use John's in Incantation, the other guy's thing, and it was actually really comfortable, so I might use this for a couple songs and out on the road. But that's it as far as guitars. I hope you enjoyed the gear talk as much as I like making this little video, and come out to the shows. Let's talk some gear, some pedals, picks, pickups, tremolos, and shred on.